myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. Hi, my name is Molly Peters. I'm the choir teacher at West Ranch High School and Rancho Pico Junior High School. And I really don't want to be by myself anymore. I miss the students, I miss being at school. And normally we would be meeting face-to-face on back to school night, but right now we are going to do it this way. So I have a presentation that I've made. I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk you through some different, the way that things are going to be different this year, but hopefully there'll still be enough things that are the same that the students, are still going to get a lot out of being in choir. So distance learning choir will be a great opportunity for students to work on all of the following: music vocabulary, learning how to talk about music, performance technique. The interesting thing is that even though we are going to be putting together virtual ensembles, each student is still going to have to work on their solo singing. So we get to explore that kind of individual approach, which, when we're together singing, we don't really get to do. So that's kind of cool and different. We are still going to be working on reading music and also some sight singing skills. We'll be working on aural skills, which is, listening to and identifying musical intervals. Obviously, teamwork is a big part of what we're doing. Again, the kids are working separately right now, but eventually we'll be putting together these virtual ensembles, which means it does require quite a bit of teamwork. Something that I'm very excited about is this technology that we have access to. There's lots and lots of different ways that you can use technology in music, but we have purchased a subscription to Soundtrap. So every student has access to their own studio. The students will first start by making their own music, and then I'm going to have them start collaborating with each other. And not just for our virtual choirs that we're recording, but for their own work. So you can see here, it talks about composition. So, making, writing music, recording, arranging, and editing. So the students will get to kind of sit on the other side of, not the performance side, but the sort of behind the scenes side. And see how music is made and produced. And of course, I also want to talk about careers in music. I really kind of view this as an opportunity to explore these other aspects of music that we don't normally get to because we're on a crunch for time, because we have a concert coming up. Well, when we take the concert out, we still have all of the ingredients of a really good music class, but then it just, gives us more time to kind of explore and play with these other areas of music. So I keep thinking about, these lemons that life has handed us, and we're just going to make lemonade. We have to, because, otherwise we'll just get bogged down in all the negativity. So I am definitely looking at this as a chance to, make some delicious lemonade. So why study music? There are lots of great reasons, besides obviously singing is really good for you. It's healthy for you. It releases endorphins. And, for a lot of the students, I think the music class is a nice break in their day. But there's lots of other things that we can learn about music too, right? So these are some of the things that I think translate, and will take the kids not just from their choir class, but also into other classes and into college and careers. These are just life skills that everybody needs to have, right? So my first thought about this is that music is a process. So becoming a musician takes lots of practice, failure, and time. No one becomes a superstar overnight, with maybe the exception of Mozart. But every famous musician has worked incredibly hard to be where they are. So I think, it's that idea of it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. It takes a long time to develop skills. It's repetition, it's practice, repetition over and over. There are going to be lots of failures along the way, but we have to learn how to pick ourselves back up from failures and move on to the next thing. And music is really, really good at that because, again, we have lots of failures before we have a success. Music allows for contribution and leadership. So everyone in a musical ensemble is given the opportunity to contribute and to lead even if that leadership is from their chair. So I talk about leading from your chair a lot to the students, leading from the Zoom, I guess. This is what we're going to talk about this year. Leaders invite information and expression. They look for passion and connection and beauty. And sometimes a leader knows that it's okay to sit back and let somebody else have that moment where they're going to shine. So why study music? Because also possibility and passion. Music allows for this part of our life. It doesn't need to be measured or quantified. So, you know, we have endless possibilities of different things that we can do with music. We can always go further with connection to text, performance, and rehearsal. Ben Zander, who is the former director of the Boston Philharmonic, says, in the measurement world, you set a goal and strive for it. In the universe of possibility, you set the context and let life unfold. And especially now, I mean, again, I think even beyond the classroom, beyond the music classroom, you know, I think we do need to kind of always be looking for the possibilities in this, you know, very, very precarious time in which we're living. Something else too I mentioned earlier is music is about failure. Failure is such an important part of life, but so many students these days are not given the gift of failure, and I really do believe that failure is a gift. I have this poster up in my classroom, and I just think it's a really, really great way to talk about fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And this particular poster talks about it specifically in a music setting, but this is something that pervades, you know, not just music. It's sort of a way that you view the world, right? So again, as I said earlier, music teaches students that failure is okay, and that every failure we have is an opportunity to learn and grow. You know, when people come to concerts, they see these productions that, you know, are everything sounds great and it's polished, but most people don't understand the process, right? I keep saying how the sausage gets made. People don't understand, you know, that to see a snapshot, one concert, you know, 10 weeks into the school year, that's 10 weeks of preparation, 10 weeks of work. And again, all these little failures, oh, we sang the wrong note, we sang the wrong rhythm, until finally things line up and we're ready to perform. So other things that I think it's really important that the students remember, these bold bullet points here: talent is not a predictor of success, and sometimes talent and success are inversely related. Also, trying and failing teaches us what we need to do to succeed, and feelings of frustration aren't necessarily signs that we are on the wrong track. And the last little part of this slideshow, I think I may have already sent you an email to the link, and I can still send a copy of this slideshow to anybody who wants, you know, you can just do that through Infinite Campus. But remember, this is the part that's going to be the most different, is that the students are singing at home. And they're practicing, and we're singing, you know, synchronously during class. And then if I tell them, you know, to record a certain thing, that means, you know, maybe some asynchronous singing, but they are going to be singing at home. So I just want to make sure that the students are successful, and that you as family members, parents, siblings, anybody who lives at your house knows sort of how to encourage your student and help them. Because I know it's going to be weird for some of them, and I know it's going to be hard, you know, to sing with just you in a room. I'm doing it, you know, every day, and it is still something I'm still kind of getting used to. So again, we will be doing several virtual choir projects this semester. The students will be recording themselves at home and then editing and mixing the tracks together for the whole group performance. The whole process is going to be trial and error for all of us, but I am excited for the possibilities and, of course, our eventual success we will have. So just some reminders for you, parents and adults and siblings. Designate a workspace for your student. If possible, set up a place where your student can use the computer phone, and then to sing comfortably, and you can ask them where that is. Supplies, I'm going to provide music online, and we've been using, it says paper and pencil. If they really want to print it out and you have access to a printer at home, they are welcome to print out the copies of the music. Otherwise, though, we've been using an online PDF editing Google Chrome extension called Cami, and it's been working really well. This last bit, though, is vital. The headphones, or even if it's just like regular earbuds, they will work. But when it comes time to record, The students have to have headphones that they can plug into their phone, you know, connect with Bluetooth or plug in to their phone or computer or tablet, whatever they are going to be recording on, because otherwise they'll get feedback. So we have to be able to hear our headphones. So if you need headphones, please let me know. The district was in the process of purchasing headphones for anybody who needs them, but really just earbuds will work. You don't need to go out and buy like a really expensive pair of studio headphones. Last little thing here, again, it might sound silly, but wherever your students need to go to sing, to feel comfortable, it's totally fine with me. We're not going to start with video. You know, I'm going to do audio only, and then we'll do images on top, you know, pictures, still pictures. So if your student wants to go into the car in the garage to record, or into their closet, or into the bathroom, you know, please let them do that and work with them to make them find a place where they feel comfortable singing. These are things that, you know, that you can do to help your students. So if they are working on something and they're getting frustrated, or they, you know, they come out and they say, I'm so bad at this. These are really useful things that we would do in the classroom. You know, first thing is ask your student to name 2 to 3 good things that they hear. Okay, so let's focus on the good things. You have good pitch, your rhythm is good, you've got the words down, you know, your tone is really good. And then instead of just letting them say, I'm bad at singing, have them name like one specific thing that they want to improve. Well, what is it that you were having trouble with here? What is it that you're struggling with? And if they can name it, then we know what to work on. And that takes me to the next bubble. You know, please ask me for help. That afternoon flex time, I'm working, I'm planning, I'm grading, but more than anything, I would love to, you know, do a Zoom and work with your student to help build their confidence and help build their skills. So please, please, please ask me for help. It can be, like I said, a one-on-one via Zoom, you know, outside of class time if the class instruction is not enough. Your student may not be able to do it yet, but they are learning, and I know and you know that they will get there. They might not feel like they will, but it's okay not to be perfect. And in fact, something I always say to my students is practice makes permanent. Not practice makes perfect, but practice makes permanent. So you got to practice to get the skills and to really kind of internalize them. And then this is a last gentle reminder for adults and siblings at home. Please do give your students space, and they may not be ready to share their work. Offer encouragement and positive feedback, and you know, monitor sibling responses. Make sure siblings aren't teasing or laughing or sneaking in, you know, to the room when the student is recording. Please don't tease them about their singing. Don't draw attention to their singing before they're ready to share. And don't offer unsolicited advice. Young singers can be easily embarrassed, especially by family members. If you have any questions about, you know, what I talked about in this video, or you have questions or ideas for, you know, things that the students can work on, please send me an email. My address is mpeters@heartdistrict.org. And email obviously is the best way to get a hold of me. You know, I'm on my computer now, sadly, for a lot of the time, you know, instead of it being in my classroom. So email is a really great way to get a hold of me. Don't call. I'm mostly teaching from home. I'm not going into work very often. So that concludes my back to school night presentation. Thank you for watching. And again, please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. In the meantime, I'll just be sitting here all by myself, right?